Grand Rising, beautiful, melanated, original, whatever you respectfully call yourself, people. It's your girl, Straight No Chaser with the Queen, and we are here with the Good Morning from Africa Town, LA crew, and the Micro National List crew of the UEOA. So before we get started, you know that we are all self-proclaimed micro nationalists, and we are building the future of our people. We got to save ourselves. So sit back and look at our clip.
The United Empire.
No.
The United Empires of Akibilon is a sovereign nation founded on the principles of Black economic empowerment, self-determination, and community building. Our mission is to create a safe and prosperous haven for Black people to live, work, and thrive together, free of the chains of white supremacy.
Yes.
Love it. Love it.
And that is just a snippet of the vision that we have where we're going to be building on the land that we got for our micronation. And also know that we are part of the Good Morning from Africa Town, LA crew. And we do a radio show in the mornings. And we could drop it in the chat. Do we have it in the chat? You go on live 105.5, and it's an online radio show. And you can, if you don't get it, you can go to our website and click on there, and it'll direct you to where you need to go. And with live 105.5, if you want to hear our voices uncut, where we're not censored so much here, then you can come on live 105.5 and listen to us. Hold on. I think Pablo just put it in the chat. I know she said go to MZ or something. Hold on. Let me see if I.
Yeah, I would put it in there, but I'm not a moderator on that channel.
Yeah,
I
know, because I can't go live on my YouTube channel right now. I'm gonna upload this video though to YouTube
on the UEOA YouTube.
I'm gonna upload it on both. I just put it up there. And so you get to hear us talk more uncut, a little bit uncensored. So you can go to our website, and then you can listen to us Monday through Friday on live 105.5, where you get to hear our intake on a lot of different things. And I want you to sit back and look at this.
The Good Morning from Africa Town, Los Angeles morning radio show is pleased to announce that we now have apparel and other merchandise on sale on our website now. That's right. If you enjoy the positive, conscious messages that the ATLA crew brings to you via radio or our other platforms via social media, we want to encourage you to show your support by donning our apparel. You can shop right now, today, at www.gmfatla.com. Get your merch today, and thank you for your support.
Yes. So,
yes, love it.
With that, you see Good Morning from Africa Town, LA.
We ain't playing.
Exactly. So you got a lot of platforms to follow us on. And we are also, last but not least, we are also on Melanated People. So you go to Melanated People and join our group. And this doesn't have any sound, but I'm going to play it. This is our Melanated People. Come find us. Come talk with us on Melanated People, where you're not going to be censored, where we can talk like ourselves. We have to build our own platforms. We have to build the platforms that's dear for us. I know we're going to be on these platforms, but we got to build the platforms for ourselves. And with that being said, let us get into the show. Now, today we're talking about is their war on heterosexuality, and where will the Black family be 20 years from now?
Mm.
Yeah.
We gotta be careful, I guess, on the heterosexual thing, huh?
I guess you can't be yourself, because now normal has been flipped upside down. No matter how much the transgender people say they feel like a woman when they're a man, and they feel like a man when they're a woman, no matter how much they feel, they have flipped being normal upside down, because it's not normal. It's not saying anything wrong, but it's not normal because a man and a man cannot have a baby.
Thank
And
you.
they keep saying that, tricking our kids and saying, well, they feel like a man and they're a man, so a men get pregnant. All this childish imagination stuff that we're playing. And it's like, where are we going to be 20 years from now? Because it seems like our people are playing more into this craziness.
Yeah,
And Pablo just put, with 20% of the children, they're basically separating us again. 20% of children are now identifying as LGBTQ plus and more.
wow, sick.
And that's not normal. It's like it's like giving a child candy is not good for them, and we know it. So they advertise toys and candy to our children till our children get old enough to say we don't need them things no more.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why they pushing this. Somebody, I think Pablo was trying to put the books. He posted a book. They had a bookshelf. They was in some store where they had these for the kids, and they had all these books talking about the LGBTQ, the rainbows, and all that stuff. I'm like, but I'm trying to figure out why more parents are not coming out. A lot of speaking out on it, but I don't think enough is speaking out on it. I think people are scared to talk about this. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, these are our children, man. You gotta be 18 to join the military, 21 to drink, 21 to get a house. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but you can be 10 years old to say what you want to be, and that's crazy. Yeah, Dwayne Wade. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
even
mean,
the church. The
yeah, in
church
the
is
church,
not
yeah, you're
speaking
right.
out either. They're not speaking out.
Yeah,
No.
because people are scared that the LGBT. I'm gonna say it, and I might get strike for this, but
They
the
bullies.
the LGBTQ community got the same power as the small hats.
Yeah, because that is mostly them.
Yeah.
Pablo said it hits Black people harder because we're a smaller population and we're the
Mm-hmm.
primary target of their propaganda. Parents are responding. School heterodomesis is down, and military establishments is down by 30% soldiers,
Mm.
30K
30K.
soldiers.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, I heard the military taking a hit right now. It's not like it used to be. Um, School enrollment. I meant school enrollment. Okay, he said he messed
Oh,
up on it.
school.
But yeah, but like I
School
said, they
enrollment
just
is down.
it, and
I was
then
like, well, I don't know what that word would that go in.
yeah. It's all good, typo. But yeah, like I said, I don't know, man. We just I don't even know. It's hard to touch on it because it's like I can't believe something 30 years ago we wouldn't even be talking about stuff like this. Like now they're talking about giving kids rights to change their sexual parts, and they even got we call them people psychiatrists for people to help them go through the process. They need help. You up here trying to help them get through to make the transition. That makes no sense. They even got shows about this on certain shows. I'm like, it's amazing. Like the world just going straight to hell because it's like,
No, the world isn't, but America is.
well, America, yeah, that is
Because
true. Yeah,
and
yeah.
America is influenced by all these other countries who are backing it. You got to look at where is
Yep.
it coming from.
And then
And
thanks, should I cut you out? Shout out to the countries that's not like certain parts of Africa, and even
Mhm.
over in some Saudi Arabia country, they don't even do it. But they try to put pressure on Africa to make them buy into this whole LGBTQ thing. And a shout out to those countries in Africa that's not doing it, because you do have a few that's doing it. If you look at some of them African shows on Netflix, there's that Nollywood thing. They trying to gradually put it in. They're not heavy, but it's getting there. but the other parts of Africa, I forgot what countries in Africa are not for it. And I commend them brothers and sisters. I land my plane.
Pablo said that Black people need to read Lost in Transition by Dr. Miriam Grossman.
Okay, I'll check that out. Put that on my list. Put that
White
on my list.
supremacy is
Greco-Roman. Yep.
Sexual. Yes, if you look at their history, they have put that on us. Their
Caligulus.
Yes, it's like that's not us. And why are they only targeting Africa? Because it's another way to depopulate us. If you don't have boys making Black boys making Black babies with Black girls, you got there's no babies being had because we got to go back. Their birth rate is lower than their death rate is higher than their birth rate.
Yeah, exactly.
We all talked about it. Biden said it, and he said they're doomed. Only they're doomed because they don't want a country where they see Black people happy.
Exactly. So, I would say this: the movie Tarina made the butt breaking movie was very good information on that movie. Because it had a lot of scholars came in and Dr. Smalls and all them breaking it down with how they back in slavery and before that when they first colonized us and how they butt broke the Black man, and man, it's still going on now.
Who thinks of sexually doing something to somebody as a punishment? But them. And so then you take that where your mind brought that into us of a man on a man and this and that, and implementing that in the family because they used to do it in front of the moms and the children and stuff to dehuman the man. And now you want to willfully walk yourself and do stuff like that. I'm not saying that it's not people that's like that, but a lot of this transgender movement is being programmed where kids are making kids feel like they're gay when a lot of them are not. Exactly. They're doing it in the water and everything. And I'm getting ready to play this clip. Okay. And I want you to know this is an older clip. And I didn't look it up before. Pablo, if you in the chat, can you get the name? I think his name was Tyrone. They used a Black doctor who stumbled on. I believe they knew, but the Black doctor was working for this lab. And when he was working for the lab and found out about this chemical that was being used that was turning these frogs gay, he was trying to let everybody else know, and they silenced him. They wanted him to do the research. I feel that it was purposely done, and when he gave the research that he needed, they silenced him for years. And I remember reading about this a long time ago. And then you got to think about the so-called purified waters that we are drinking. What is purified? I didn't know it. Why don't you just clean the water? But they purifying it and talking about enhancing it with minerals and stuff. All this stuff is being done to us and to the more city areas. And then you look at Flint, Michigan. It shows you how they took that water line and changed it. So they control everything, and they want to control the outcome. And it's purposely being done to make a lot of people gay. And it's going to be a lot of gay people saying they're born this way, and they probably are being born this way, but it's being manipulated by chemicals. Mm-hmm. And so sit back and this.
The United Empire.
The most disturbing, and this is something we should all be looking at, is atrazine.
What is atrazine?
It's in the water. It's a pesticide. They took atrazine and they put it in a tank with 40 frogs. They put it below the exposure levels that EPA considers acceptable to humans. So they were all male frogs, and 30 of those frogs were chemically castrated. 4 of them turned into females and produced fertile eggs.
Here it is. Report toxic herbicide found in many Texans' drinking water. That's from 2018, November 20th.
And we're subjecting our children to exposure to that every day. What does this do to sexual development in children? We know what it does to frogs.
It's terrifying.
Now,
Boom.
it's evident, it's out there, and if you look up atrazine, you can go back, and they've been knowing this for over 20 plus years. So imagine what has been happening in the last decade, and that's why it's an explosion to me of LGBTQ and people saying I was born this way.
Yeah.
And as Pablo was saying, chemical and foods, television, device programming, the programming, since they know after a few minutes of the screen time, the brain is a receptor. Henry Kissinger.
Mm.
It's been a plan to stop the development of Black people. We don't want to talk
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
It's been a plan with, that's why they put crack in our neighborhoods. We have to always go to the beginning. We are living in a time where we think this is how we are. And no Black person, well, none of the young Black people today know how it is to live in a community where you're safe and everybody Black got along, and you did not have to worry about being shot in your back or
Yeah.
or this LBGT stuff, because
Exactly.
there were gay people, but it wasn't prevalent like it is now.
Mm-hmm.
They're
And
playing on these young people's sexuality while they're going into puberty, and they don't know what's going on with their body, and they're giving them these fake answers. Go ahead, King. My bad.
And the crazy part about it is, if you look at any show like on Netflix, Hulu, Disney, they push that LGBTQ. They're gonna put it in there some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I was watching some, even like I was saying earlier about Africa. Even some of them shows, it was a sister who fell in love with his brother, and this white girl was trying to get at her. This white LGBTQ white girl, her best friend, was trying to get at her through the whole show. So toward the end of the episode, she finally kissed the white girl. I said, they got to push that BS on our community. And even though the sister wasn't gay, she wanted to try because the Black man did her wrong. So she said, well, I'm gonna try this white woman and kiss her. I'm like, get the hell out of here. I like, and it was a good show till they did that. I'm like, they always push
But
the
that's
agenda.
what's happening now. I seen it. Me and my friend joked a long time ago when we were out in the streets, when we were hanging out, and then we had girls that was gay. It was normal to see a gay person here or there.
Yeah.
And but it started being more prevalent. And then I was like, girl, before you turn around, now you know that I ain't been hurt that much. I said, if I ever come and tell you that I want to scratch some cat because I've been hurt, you have every right to put me in a sane asylum because I have lost my mind.
Not scratch the cat.
Yes, I have lost my mind, and that is not me. I told her, like, you have permission to do something to me and to say this is not my friend, because because I seen it coming in. And now you got so many women who have full grown kids, or women who done have kids, and now they're saying that they got they got girlfriends or wives, and then now that you done took love and natural stuff to it's all about a feeling and sex. So now you got a fake penis and stuff, and that equates to you with a man. I don't get it. It's they done made the unnatural natural, and what's natural not natural. And if you speak up, then there's something wrong with you. I'm not gonna let that. We can't let that happen. It's like they flipped the universe upside down on us.
Then there was some kind of controversy with Target. They was having like onesies for kids, LGBT ones. I'm like, what in the hell? They tried one, boy. They really tried it. I'm like, damn, the babies, man. Like, what in the hell?
Did you see in our chat that I put the pictures of the surgery? And y'all have to follow us on Patreon on Patreon.
Yeah, Frankenstein. What in the hell is that?
I like, you should see the Frankenstein body parts that they're making to turn the man to a man and a woman to a woman. The man looked like like he had like something bedded down there, and the woman looked like she got a sausage sewed onto her pubic hair. I'm like, and you gonna pull that out on somebody that like wrong? You can see that is naturally wrong, and then half of it is rotting off. And they gotta keep lubricating because they have to the whole heal. What in the hell is going on?
I had a transgender on my TikTok live a couple weeks ago. A lot, imagine there was a lot of people in there, and he was I was just letting him kind of explain the whole thing. Like, he got it when he was 30, but he was like, yeah, it's very painful, and and we were asking all kind of questions like, okay, so you got your Johnson cut off and you got a vagina or whatever.
No, it's cut and stuffed and
Exactly.
then split up.
Wet. They said some people trying to explain it. He said, but some of them have issues and they don't, I'm like, and he go with a guy, an actual real biological man. I'm like, that's awkward because you still banging a dude. Like, it's crazy. But
Did you ask him about the surgeries? Because you have to keep getting surgeries.
yeah, he was saying
I am Jazz.
He said
She
they're
had to have
painful.
multiple surgeries.
He said it's
to
painful.
fix
It's trying to heal, and that's why I put the pictures in the chat.
Yeah.
Y'all look at the chat. Go to Patreon later. We're gonna put them up on our Patreon page. But the pictures in the chat, it looks like some horrible Frankenstein stuff going on.
And my thing is this: they want to be it is mostly you see. It seems like we were talking about this too. It seems like the trans. Let me see, I'm doing it right. The men that want to be women, the transgender. What is that? The men that want to be women, the trans. I don't know. Anyway, the men that want to be women, it seems like they the one want to get more accepted than the ones that want to be a man. Just like in sports,
yeah,
you can't. Them girls that want to be a man, they're not gonna play football with real men because they'll get killed out there.
They're not gonna go in the locker room because they know how men really are, and they might get great like what's going on in other states where they get these transgender people in the restroom and these women ended up pregnant or great.
And you got these transgender men, women, whatever, running track against girls. You up here running your balls up here bumping. I'm like, you still got your body parts and your muscles, bones,
your pelvic bones, everything. Pelvic bones are bigger. That's why they can tell a woman's skeleton from a man from the pelvic bone.
You talking about you won. Yeah, of course you won. I'm like, just like them women who be in the UFC fighting. They do the MFA, whatever. When they be fighting, it was a guy, what's his name? I can't remember that joker name. Anyway, Fallon, I think that's his last name. But that joker was like Rambo. He was in the military, but now he's a female. And he hit one girl so hard he cracked her skull.
Yes,
now I blame her for getting in the ring with a man.
Like women just step back, let them have it, and then kind of have our own. They want to rename us. They want to move out normalcy, and then it's like a war on anybody that doesn't want them. It's like you want to dress up like a woman and do all this stuff, and you don't want a man to question if he's putting his stuff inside another man. He don't want another man. Straight men. They're straight. They're the ones that they keep claiming. Oh, these straight men on a DL. Then they're not straight. They're not straight men. They're on a DL, and y'all
like bussy.
If they want to be a woman so much, if they are not taking care of you as a trans woman, and they not bringing themselves out and say, "Hey, I'm a man that like a man that act like a woman." Then they are the problem. Stop attacking women for being natural women. We don't have to go have surgery to keep our hole open. We don't have to do that. We don't have to squirt up a whole handful of Vaseline or lard or KY jelly and stuff like that and all that stuff. You don't know what it is. What we do is natural. Y'all have a war on heterosexual women and men. Men don't want no sore. That's what that is down there with the trans men. That's a big ass sore.
And another question. It was crazy to me. They want to be a woman so bad, but they don't want a woman problem. You don't want to have a uterus. You don't want to have a period.
They want to have it. They can't.
But they want to have the period. The period thing. You want to have a period. They up here talking about
we don't own period.
Talking about they own. Yeah, I'm like, are you serious?
Like, do you know how it feel for your whole body to hurt? They taking that chopped up penis hole and replacing that bleeding with a menstrual cycle. That ain't the same, boo. Trans people who got had bottom surgery.
That's crazy.
Cut up pain ain't the same as a woman's pain when your whole body is connected to your system of your uterus, your breastfeeding, your everything from your we are women. We are not a man that had his penis all chopped up and stuffed up in a hole. Wow. No, that's what's going on, and nobody want to talk about it. And then they want to pass laws to do this to little children.
Yeah. Exactly.
Children.
And it's a TikTok. I think it's a couple of TikToks, but you can go on YouTube and look up the transgenders who wanted to get reversed.
Transgender.
Exactly. They'll tell
Mhm.
you they had out. Some of them some of them, delete
Commit
themselves.
suicide.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
that's
and,
true.
and and they don't talk about that. They don't even talk about that. I think like the rate. What's it? It's a percentage of like it's a high percentage of them juggles dying going through that surgery, them surgeries and stuff, and they don't even talk about
Mhm.
that. You can look it up. I looked it up. I'm like, wow, like it can mess you up. Man, a lot of them have pains when they be using the restroom, when they try to go to the restroom
Exactly.
and stuff because
It's
it's not
unnatural.
natural. It's unnatural. I
Mhm.
land my plane.
But it's unnatural, and then they're dying. I mean, they're committing suicide, and then they use the excuse to do this to kids. They don't know themselves, and it's a high suicide rate among who? When was y'all counting? When did the government ever consider gays, trans, LGBTQ community? They are the only ones who had laws against LGBT community people where you could not join the military. We didn't. The
Right.
normal society
Exactly.
didn't do this. The government did it. And now the government is coming in trying to tell you to mutilate your child, cut off the teen breast that ain't even developed. This girl don't even know how big her breast is gonna get.
Exactly.
You ain't gave children a chance to go past their imaginary and their development phase before you want them to mutilate themselves. And then when they get older and they got to go through all this, once you take that penis and chop it all up, you can't put it back together.
Nope.
Exactly. Then
And
they
so
say
now
that
they strip.
some states, I think like DC, I think DC was one of the first what's her name? She was advertised, not advertising, but she was talking about it. Anyway, they were saying that certain states, I know like DC, when a child is born, they just leave like the gender part alone. Like you don't even have to put they just leave it till they get old enough to say what they want to be. I'm like, that's
Oh,
crazy. So
birth
you don't
certificate.
choose male or binary, I guess
Mhm.
non-binary or whatever. It's this stuff is crazy as hell to me. I'm like, you got pansexual, and your boy just came out, Wayne Brady, talking about he's pansexual, and all the black people already knew about him. So we come on now, we knew something going on with that brother, but I'm like,
Oh,
all
we
these
know
different terms that
it
coming
ain't
up.
no pansexual either. You want the male or the female, or you want both.
Exactly.
It ain't
Two
no
You
genders.
other
want
way.
bussy or pussy?
Exactly.
Yeah,
But the
exactly.
problem is that 20 years from now, we're gonna have a whole bunch of kids wearing diapers because of that hole. You're gonna see a lot more kids in the defense aisle. You're gonna see a less of a family. You're gonna see a lot more suicide rates because you
Yeah.
done confused children and
Mm.
made all this stuff is okay. You're gonna have more suicide rates because you're gonna have women that grow up and then cut off their breasts, and then when they become into their womanhood and past that what we used to call the tomboy phase,
Yeah.
that
That's
they gonna
crazy.
want their breasts back. Women,
Mhm.
you can fix that to a certain extent, but I even see the look on the brat face. I'm gonna tell you, this is just my prediction. The brat just had her baby, and the look on her face is that when she finally realized you're not a man, you're a woman, and
Mm.
Facts.
she's not the experienced woman. Now her wife had a child before. I think her had a child before or something, or lost a child or something. I don't know, but I know I think she was pregnant at one point. I think I seen a clip. So
Wow.
the difference is it can't nobody tell you unless you a woman how I feel to have a child and you want a child. You can see the brat all over her face. She in mommy mode. We gonna see how quick how she keep walking around with that boy and stuff. We gonna see
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
because a
Yeah.
woman go through phases. A
Yep.
man go through phases too, but the ultimate phase, the next phase that a woman go through is when she had that baby, and then you see that whole body change. You
Hmm.
see
It does.
everything
The
about then
attachment to the
you
child.
your
Yeah.
body do things after you have the child. You be amazed.
So let me ask you a
It,
question. What do you think about LGBTQ parents raising a child, like two men raising a son or daughter, and two women raising a child, vice versa? What do you think about that? I know we're about going to the
I
next
don't
segment,
have
but
no problem with them raising it because it's not about a child. Just needs now some boys they need a man, but if you're
facts.
gonna be there, what a child needs ultimately is love and protection and guidance. Because like I said, we grew up around gay people. I had a gay people around me. I knew it was something different between them and a man. So that just common sense. But look at what we got raising kids now. Single women telling they children that they don't need a man, and single men telling they kids that they moms are B. So it don't matter who raised it.
Facts.
They need love first. But just if your child don't want to identify as that, don't push it on your child. That child, if they feel that way, they feel that way. When people get older, they kind of come to their senses and stuff of what they really want. It's just that you ain't got to push it. The thing is, if a child see that they got two mamas, they don't know what they two mamas in the bedroom doing unless you introduce the child to some sexual activity. So it's not that child business what's going on in the bedroom. If they see two dads, all they know is that they got two dads. I don't have no problem long as you raising a child, but not enforcing your lifestyle. I guess you can't, but not enforcing, hey, this is what you should be, or you should be gay. No, it should be like, what do you want to do when you grow up? So I have no discrimination with them raising it unless you are grooming a child for something. And I land my
Yeah, I can read. I agree with that. Yeah, I just, I trained a boy one time. He was raised by two white women. That was kind of awkward, But
well, white women, now that we ain't saying
yeah.
about race. Now I don't believe in black folks being raised by two white folks. That
Yeah, it
just
don't
me.
work. Yeah, it ain't even. It's because they don't understand. They don't understand us. So it's like, yeah, it's just vice versa. If a dude, yeah, I agree with that. So you wanna, so we got more on this one. You wanna go on to the next, or you wanna?
No, I mean we can go on to the next. What you want to see? Where will we? Oh, the black family be 20 years from now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just looking at, because I just be online with different people. I just, like, for instance, on my Facebook, I see a lot of single black men and women, and I'm pretty sure y'all know a lot of this single too. And it's like, I be in rooms with them and we have these conversations. I'm like, man, why y'all can't find nobody? It's somebody for it. Come on, man. But everybody in this room pretty much got somebody, whether either married or in a relationship. And I'm trying to figure out, like, why is it? Because then the sisters can't find no brothers. The brothers, they can't find no sisters. And I call BS on that. I think people just don't want to be married. That's the only thing I could think of, because plenty of black women out here that's good. Like, plenty of brothers out here that want to be in relationships. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know why. Because even in this country, it's a decline in marriages and stuff. But like I said, for us, it's a lot of black people. It's a lot of black babies being born, but we need families. Like, we can't build communities if we don't have no families. I mean, let me get on the camera. My fault. Because like I said, we don't. To me, that's important. I was raised. I mean, I know everybody raised differently, but I was raised with my family. So a lot of black people had their families and stuff. And it's cool if you were raised by a single parent. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, but it's a lot of us. I think they push the stereotype of more black people who don't have a family than the ones who don't. So it's like, wow, like, I saw a lot of my friends, the ones who did, and don't get it twisted. It was a lot of them who didn't have both parents, but still they knew who their dad was, where their dad was at. Like, okay, he might want to be with my mom, but I know my dad is somewhere in Detroit or whatever. But yeah, I think we just need to be pushing that, focusing on that, trying to encourage our people to, rebuild a black family. I'll let my plane.
That's what we're gonna have on the land on that retreat. We're gonna have a family building, and we're gonna have that. And that building is going to instill family values back into the black family. We can talk about it all. Black kids who got two moms, black kids who got two dads, black kids who got a single mother for a parent, or black kids that got a single father for a parent. We got to know that this is a part of our community right now. And that way, if we be there for wherever the other parent is lacking, then we can still raise successful children. And that's why I don't want to put out just whether they LGBTQ. We know that what we just played as a trend, or the pesticide that is turning our kids, that is bothering their sexuality.
Estrogen,
yeah. That we know that we have to set up something to know what problem we're going to be dealing with. We cannot wake up and expect all these kids to say they're not part of the LGBTQ, all these other letters community. We just have to be there and prepare a place where we can raise our kids to be constructive. So we got a lot of battles as the black people, but what we want, our first battle, is to stop being a danger to each other.
Right.
And help each other. So, and we want to see in the next 20 years, Black people being able to make their own decisions. So then when you come out of this retreat, as you have a place to come back and forth to, then we have a safe place for Black people or Black kids to be themselves. Let them have a place to be children. Let them have a place. That right now you don't even see Black kids outside playing no more. That used to be the stop. Remember the games, double dutch, hopscotch, all kinds of games, cheering out there.
How to go see
Black
all that.
kids
Yeah.
out in the street having fun no more.
Hey, somebody ask Wanda Sykes, but she's a LGBTQ, what she thinks about two women raising a child. It can be done, especially if you have money and you live somewhere like Los Angeles or New York or San Francisco or Chicago, or you should put Atlanta too. But yeah, yeah. I mean,
it could be done. Like I said, if a child is raised on, let's take what the LGBTQ people do in their bed, and that's what makes it a problem with the LGBTQ people. We don't need to know what you identify as, because when you go to bed with your partner, y'all either gonna have the same body parts or different body parts or mutilated parts that you done changed.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that is a sexuality thing.
Yeah.
But if it's no different than we sending our kids to school and their teacher is gay.
Yeah. Right. I agree with that. And that must have been one earlier. What was FO? It was 402 when she put that in. But going back to the Black family, we see a Black family in 20 years. So I mean, y'all, what you think? How you see the Black family in the next 20 years?
I see you talking about you talking to me, D-Maze?
Yeah, okay. Then we'll go to Kathy.
I see us in the next 20 years because we're kids. I think I'm gonna take the good out of what I see. I seen Black people sticking together, and that sparked a flame. It might not be a fire raging right now for us to fight every white person that we see in a Black person face, but if we fight back and fight the system, I take that first fight at the riverboat as a flame been lit for Black people to protect each other. I take that talking about the LGBTQ, and just like when I'm on the panel with Queen Amadeus Shakur, some of the panelists, Yusuf and them, are gay men, but they don't believe in the LGBTQ movement the way that they're trying to program kids. So that's another bridge that we have with our brothers and sisters in a different sexuality. I see that there's a lot of Black people speaking the same language that want something. They're calling out these grifters that's just only getting Black money. I don't see us just pouring dollars into an empty space anymore. And so with all of the good that I see, that Black people want something different, and that young Black people speaking up. I think it was 2 videos. One of the videos, the young man said when he seen the fight, it sparked something in him, and that it made him feel different. I seen another man tell all the gangs to come together and start fighting each other, protecting each other. Yeah. So if we got it, it's like the light is coming on, and I think that in 20 years the light is going to be fully on, and that's what I choose to see, especially with the project that we are doing with the Black retreat, with reprogramming the Black mind and family. So in 20 years I see us being back, climbing up to our thrones.
All right, Kathy. What you
I see maybe, I don't know, maybe less than half, doing our vision as far as separating. Right now, it's like some of us are just not ready to separate. Mm-hmm. So with our vision, I see us, separating and having our own, and like we're doing now. We started to do this, I guess, in 2020, is supporting Black businesses. So I see our money growing. So I see another Black Wall Street, but I see a small percentage of that. So meaning I don't see everyone coming along. I just see a small percentage actually doing that. And I see all of us on the same land circulating our dollars. Well, actually not even dollars, but basically doing trade. I see us becoming more aware of things that are going on around us. So
I agree with you. Yeah. And I mean, I gotta agree with you on that. And I'm with both
I
of
do
y'all.
too.
I'm thinking positive. I mean, I'm always promoting positive image of our people, and I live on that. But I'm realistic too. That I know that probably gonna be half of us, because one thing about our people, it's a lot of us that want it. People that's gonna be associated with us, that's them gonna be the ones that want to do it. Some of our people just like the individualism thing. That's just like, I'm gonna do mine, you do you. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand the power of being a collective group. They just thinking, oh, I got mine, you get yours type mentality. And that's what really been kind of slowing us down, you know, for as progress. But we're gonna get there. Like I said, it's just gonna be, all of us ain't gonna go there. We know it is what it is, and I can live with that because I'm not gonna force a grown person to do nothing. We need to, like I said, we need to hit the reset button and focus on the next generation, put it in their heads what we doing, you know, how we need to be independent, get away from this system. And you know, a lot of them still, a lot of us rely on this system. We love this system. We don't want to break away from this system. So it is what it is.
That's the one thing, because we're comfortable, we're used to it. So
getting that check every week.
We're talking something different that they're not used to. But we did see it with the 16-year-old. I mean, look how he felt. The one that they're calling
exactly. Yeah,
he said he was taught that way. Yeah, he said he was taught that way. So that's mean
good.
That he got the right getting people around him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that really showed me some hope for the future.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. We got to take that energy and that fire and let it go ablaze like the fires that's been going on right now. Let that fire internally burn in us. And I think that really showed out was the young people. You know, it was everybody, but Aquaman, he showed up.
I will say this though. I gotta say this because I said on mine. I'm gonna sit on here because we all linked together. It's cool. I made my little jokes. Y'all know I post a lot of pictures, videos, whatever. I know everybody had. It was funny, but we got to get serious too, y'all, because like even I seen some. This what I look at, those black people who make the videos with the white friends. See, white people like, okay, well they're not serious. They just it's a meme for them. So you got to look at stuff like that in the world. Like, well, they're not a threat because they keep making jokes about this. So like some of the black people saying, a lot of them saying it's time to get serious, y'all. We had our little funs and giggles, and it's time to get serious. Let them know we're not gonna. We stand on this. This is what we're about. I like that because they show but one thing I want us to start doing, like anytime you say something about black people, I want us to treat the same way like we do the LGBTQ and the Jews. We need to do the same thing. We need to hold people accountable, make them go to the whatever we got, monuments we got, learn our history. You know what I'm saying? They should feel as knowing that you just can't say or do anything to black people. That's the type of stuff I'm on. I land my plane.
That's what I was talking about on Queen's show about the white women calling the police. Like, we need to get together. We waiting for them to give us an executive order or something. We need to be demanding it with these new elections coming up. Demand that if these women or white women or white men are out here approaching black people unprovoked, and you just call the police, it should be some type of fine and everything. It should be some type of law, because they wait to pass laws on us, and then when they do something and we copy it, then next thing you know, there's a law that's passed, and then the people that's going to jail is us. White people smoke just as much weed as black people, but somehow black people are the only ones getting arrested, mass arrested. When I used to hustle in the street, the connection was always the white man, because they was the ones with the money and the cars.
Boom.
Nobody talks about that.
Exactly. It's always the WYT.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
so we got to start.
You got.
I'm saying we got to start getting ahead. We got to stop waiting for them to pass laws on us, and that's the whole point of this land. When we get in this land together, we want and we are going to put in a request to have our land as a sanctuary and protect it. We got to stop asking for certain stuff, because they're not going to try to give up money, because they don't have money to give. We are the money that they're sending to Ukraine. We are the industry. That's why they have no money to pay reparations.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this right here. I'm glad you said reparations. I was looking at TD Hip Hop. Y'all familiar with our brother TD Hip Hop? Shout out to TD Hip Hop. Congressional Black Caucus creates a immigration task force instead for one for reparations. I gotta tell everybody, the Congressional Black Caucus ain't shit.
Exactly. No, you know what? None of these things ain't shit because if it was, we would not be in the place that we are in.
Yeah.
That's why we are here as the United Empires. Let me turn my camera off. The United Empires of Akibalon. This is what we represent as us state taking a stand, doing something for ourselves, and stop
Facts.
waiting for everybody to do something for us. Even these black people
Yeah.
that's inserted in these white places that have not did anything for years. We keep calling the names: NAACP,
Yep.
Democrat, the Black
Urban
Caucus,
League.
the
Yeah.
the Black Lives Matter, all this stuff. Ain't nothing got better for us. It's just a whole bunch of people who took money grabs out of this $1 trillion spending industry that we produce as black people. And the whole
Exactly.
point of our plan is to bring black people together to start doing something for ourselves, because we are not going to get monetary reparations because America has no money. Do y'all not read the news? The news said we are they just are in 500 and something 70 something $1 trillion debt. I don't even know what number comes after trillion because we almost there. And and
Exactly.
we almost there. So to use common sense, it's time for us to think. The only way to get reparations back is for them to give us land and peace and separation.
Yeah, and some people bet to differ on it. I don't know why. Give me some land. Look, man, we got Sean Hood hit things. Hello from doing Scotland. Shout out to Scotland.
Shout out to
Oh,
Scotland.
But yeah, I mean, some black people say, well, I'm gonna say, certain people names like, well, we don't want land, we want the money. Okay, I'll take land and money, but my thing is, give me
Exactly.
the land with no property tax, exempt from eminent domain, because a lot we gotta have them
Exactly.
clauses in there too. Somebody said it's another thing they got similar to eminent domain. I was on TikTok live, they was saying, I gotta ask that person
That's what
what
we're
was
doing,
that
trying to be a micronation or enclave or a
exactly.
protective status like the Indian. You just want a place where the police cannot come and invade, and your stuff does not come over here and invade on what we're building. We don't want
Exactly.
corporations. This plot of land, when we start building, it's going to be black businesses, not McDonald's and all these places that come and poison the
Healthy food.
hoods that we live in,
definitely.
that we call communities.
Exactly.
We
Healthy
want to
food.
have a historical, real black college where we teach black stuff. We want to have a
STEM
clinic or a
programs.
hospital where black women can safely come and have babies. We want to have our own research center. We got to start taking care of us because this
Yep.
integration is killing us.
Yep. STEM programs, teaching our kids trades
Damn.
and stuff, and just
Exactly.
all kind of stuff. I mean, that they're gonna help our people, like all the other people that got these micronation stuff. Nobody says none of them, so it can work. We just need our brothers and sisters who want to ride with us. Come in and check it out. If you don't like it, you always can leave. That's one thing about it. You can't hold nobody nowhere. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good thing.
It's black
This is
people for black people. And
exactly.
anybody white that's looking, you should cheer us on, because it's
Yeah.
okay for us to sit in these man-made neighborhoods and shoot and kill each other over projects and blocks that don't belong to us.
Exactly.
But we're racist if we want to take them same people and put them in a different community in a structured environment and reprogram their mind not to kill. And we don't want that ratchet behind rap. That's gonna
Yep.
we don't
Oh,
we
yeah.
gonna have a safe place where I like rap, but you're not gonna come over here playing like shoot that
No, we ain't doing that.
NIGGA. We're not doing that. We don't need you to come in our community wearing your labels, so they're not needed over there. Leave them at home. If that's all you got to wear, we understand. But you will not come over there posing for Louis Vuitton and Chanel and
Exactly.
Gucci and all these white people that you don't realize that you're wearing and that you're paying thousands of hard work money for to go buy a white name and wear their products. We could get the same quality by buying black labels, but we don't know
Yeah.
that, and that's why we got to have a place to learn that.
Exactly.
So
We got plenty of black shoe brands, y'all, clothes, purses for women, all of that. So we don't have to buy their stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. It's like I say, a lot of us think if we don't get a certain bag or certain shoes that, if put it this way, the black brands that we do have, y'all will shoot that down and stuff. Because the white man ice is colder mentality, unfortunately, you might won't want to say it, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
but it's
I
been a
support black business
costume.
every day. Yeah,
It's
every
a
day.
costume. They wear a white label when you you're saying take me as a human. See, I wear your white label. and don't realize, and it's been passed down. Is the most ridiculous thing to me is that Black people have all these thousands and thousands of dollars worth of shoes and clothes, and you don't even own a plot of land. And then y'all that's buying a house, you don't own that, because if you don't
Exactly.
make that payment, they're taking that house.
And listen, and I'm glad you said that. I always tell people when I had my first house, I told people, you are a home buyer, you a purchaser. You don't own that home till you have the deed to that house. And that's facts. And then to be honest with you, if you don't pay the property taxes, guess what?
Take it away. Sure
Take it away. So
and that's why, as in reparations, give us houses, give us towns back, give us resources, give us seeds, give us materials, let us build. But Black people, you want it as easy as you see white people living, but they went through making us work. That's why they're not working hard. We're just gonna have to rework hard again to build ourselves, because we don't have nothing. We built it for them.
Yeah,
and it's hard to walk away from something that y'all feel like y'all are part of, but we was tricked to integrate.
Yeah. The concept of the micronation I like is you really doing for self. Some Black people don't like to hear that. What's wrong with doing for self? You know why a lot of them don't want to hear that? Because it's work. You gotta, just like when Haiti when they took Haiti back, they didn't want to put the work in and building up the land and stuff. That's why the white folks went back to Haiti and took it. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the mentality of some of our people in America. They talk about, let's be honest, a lot of Black people, they be yelling reparations. They just yelling it, hashtagging it, don't know what it even mean. They don't even, if you really want reparations, you really got to put the work in and get them politicians on your team, learn how that thing works, because there's a lot of paperwork dealing with that when it's talking about certain policies and stuff like that. They don't want to do that. They just yelling it. And a lot of them just following everybody else, just like a lot of these YouTubers. They get you hyped up, but at the end of the day, what are you doing as an individual to help your community? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, what you're doing. Get on here every weekend and listen to certain people. They hype you up. But I might ask people what they doing. They be like, yeah, exactly. It's entertainment for you.
They act like we don't have a plan. Give us reparations. You heard a plan that we got right here.
Yep.
We do have a plan. It's an insult for the people who took our money and did what they want to do with it. And then to tell us, well, what are y'all going to do with the money? Or y'all going to spend it when we spend? It's okay with us spending it every day now. They just don't want us to not have to work at their corporations. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, all these manufacturing places, all these chicken places, they know Black folks won't be there. You won't have nobody to push your $1 million corporations no more. So Black people better wake up and find a truth in your head and understand what's going on. I'm praying 20 years from now that you be done got that truth. And then a lot of these places are going to close down, and they know it's happening. That's why they out here producing this 3D meat and this fake meat so that they can keep up with the cost and still sell you goods without the workers. That's why they go into AI, because Black people mainly are tired of working their low-end jobs. So instead of giving us positions or giving us reparations, they're trying to replace us but still keep that money flowing in their pocket.
Oh yeah. I tell everybody, I know we winding down a little, but by 2030, a lot of jobs gonna be obsolete. Black people, look it up. A lot of jobs will be obsolete. A lot of jobs y'all working right now gonna be obsolete. So you need to come up with a plan. What you want to do, like I said, join a micronation, because we got a plan, and you hoping this thing gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. Artificial intelligence is taking over. I'm heavy on this technology stuff. I monitor it, I watch it. Fake meat, 3D, 4D printing. Like I said, a lot of warehouses are automated now, running by AI and robots and stuff. Look at Walmart. Come on, y'all. You go to Walmart, like up the street from me, 24 cashiers. They cashless. They don't have no cashiers, maybe one. So think in the next 5 years, like, matter of fact, it's a autonomous. They call autonomous stores like Amazon. Now they do have a Black-owned autonomous store here in Fayetteville, Georgia. You just go in there, nobody ain't in there, buy your own stuff. If you're gonna support AI, support Black-owned, grocery stores like
we
that.
We gotta list those on the website.
Yeah, I will. I gotta. Yeah, because I ain't even
give
been
us
down
a
there
list
yet.
of that.
Yeah, but we just look at them things, y'all. The world is changing. You need to get with a team that's winning. I'm just saying, and I understand a lot of us. It's a lot of scammers out there. I get it. It's a lot of Black scammers that taking your money. But come on now, we showing you what we doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I land my plane.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Domino's. I believe it's Domino's that has the robot that delivers your pizza.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah. Yes, a lot of pizza
Yeah,
places
and
now
I
got.
seen it. I seen they got a whole machine now where you walk up to it and put it in, and they cook your pizza and
Yep,
give it to you
sure
right there.
do. Yep,
Oh,
especially up in
Um,
Jersey. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
and so
Autonomous cars.
yeah, they need us as slaves, and so now that they can't have slaves, they're getting robots and stuff, so that they don't have to pay you. The whole thing of this elites is to make as much money, and then they're putting price tags on the world where they're saying you don't get to eat right or get this health care because you don't have the money I had, even though I got my money from stealing and enslaving your grandparents. We got to look at it for what it is. But if we have a plot of land and 20 years from now, you and your family is out of a job and they won't hire you, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? We're going to have
Exactly.
places set up where you and your family can move to, and you're going to have to work. You're going to have to, you might not have money, but you got arms and legs. You got a voice. You
Fact.
got fingers. You can help. You can help farm. You can help build. You can help teach kids. You can help babysit. You can help run wires. You can help run plumbing. You can help dig a hole. You can help put up a fence.
Um.
When you spend time
So
working
you.
on your community, you don't have time to shoot and kill each other or pay attention to other stuff out there.
So basically, Queen Tina telling y'all the barter system. So that's
Yeah,
one thing I still believe in. If you don't have the money, at least bring your skill set to the table. Yeah, we can work it
exactly.
like that. You know what I'm saying? We got away from that. We should all as a community should always do that. You know, it worked a long time ago. You know, it still worked to this day.
It works to this day. We just been tricked by the people because they got us doing barter while they got us working for them. Like I said, it's changing, and we have to prepare. I'm not going to sit back and leave the world like it was left to us. I'm not going to sit
Yeah.
back and hope that politicians change or have a heart and they write a
Mhm.
plan. I'm not waiting like I did when I started my business. I'm no longer waiting for somebody to feed me. We work at these jobs and they give us a couple of cents a raise each year. I worked at a TV station. I met a lot of stars. I had a good job. I controlled it, but at the end of the day, they controlled my pay, and I worked there, and I had to wait a whole year for them to tell me and sit down in front of a white man for them to give you that so-called yearly evaluation. And I'm pretty sure everybody know
Yeah.
what I'm talking
Yep.
about. And you sit in front of somebody white. I'm not saying y'all fortunate to have a black person, that's fine, but a lot of these black people got the white mind too. And then
Facts.
you gotta sit up here and tell me 2 or 3 things I did out the whole year, even though I've been coming to your company doing work, this and that, doing overtime. Only thing I get to hear is what I didn't do.
Exactly.
And why you're not going to give me the whole dollar so I can do the whole shit all over again the next year.
They don't want to hear that now. They don't want to hear that.
You
true.
know,
That's
and
crazy,
it's
man.
it's
Yeah.
some elite, and it's some people that make a lot of money. Well, God bless you. Your black self making a lot of money is not changing the racism that everybody has to me. And if they kill everybody else out here like me and everybody else that is talking up for you, you're next. Because if it ain't the black people on the line, they're trying to get rid of everybody black. So
Yep.
you're not safe sitting there with
Exactly.
your rich white friends and all that. You're not safe from racism. It just didn't hit you yet, because there's a lot of black people that come up dead or missing hanging with their rich friends. Or
Yeah.
you have to strip yourself of your whole culture and pretend not to talk black, look black, walk black, put on your garments, put on your wigs, do everything you could, and change your voice so you won't sound black, and change your words and how you pronounce them so that you can hide in the white people, even though we still see your black ass.
And it still don't matter at the end of the day. I've been talking about this. I'm reading this book. I'm almost done. 25. It's called the Creature of Jekyll Island. Pretty much how they built the Federal Reserve. I tell people, the people that run this country are the bankers and the families. These major families like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the J.P. Morgans. And one thing I gotta say about these people, I'm not even praising them or anything, but sometimes you can take away from your enemy or your oppressor, right? And you can flip it
Exactly.
and do your own thing. One thing I got from them guys is they taught their children, this system they created, this banking system. These kids was 14 years old, know how to run a bank, and they kept that, passed it on to their children. That's why they run the world. Black people we got this code we talk about. We need to get serious, stay on code, and knowing this is a race. This is a race, like Dr. Clark Hansen told us. This is a race. We got to rebuild the black family. Like I say, it don't matter what kind of family. Like you say, it can be the nuclear family. It can be, like you say, two women raising, And I thought I never said it, but it is what it is. It's the times we live in. We can't really be trying to chastise certain black people because they lifestyles. We ain't got no time for that. Just long they own code, knowing they black first. That's the only thing that matters. Rebuilding the black family, the village, getting that together, stay solid, just like them bankers and stuff. Because them people, the Rothschilds came from nothing. Them people came from the ghettos of Germany, and look where they run. They got so much money. They got unlimited money.
They got it from slavery, and they lend money to the U.S. government. When these white people over here separated from Britain, they got loans from white people, the Rothschild and all them, to run this country and to go to war. So this is what we're going to teach our children over in the Keevalon on our land, and we're going to teach our kids banking and stuff. We're going to teach them this stuff at an early age. They teach us, well, between the ages of 1 through 3, this is what you should be teaching your child. Between the ages of 5 and 6, they tell us what we should be teaching our children, while their children getting all this high class education and knowing languages at age 5 and getting to see it.
Fact.
So we got to open up our eyes.
And Queen,
I
guess you want to play the video again. What we all
about?
I'll
get ready to say I'm landing my plane and we can get out of here. Did you want to say anything else, Kathy, before we go?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say something in.
Well, let me know. I'm gonna play
this is a good one. This is a good one, y'all. Yeah, we got people from Scotland up in here. Oh man.
Yes. Well, thank y'all for joining, and this is our vision.
The United Empires of Akibilan is a sovereign nation founded on the principles of Black economic empowerment, self-determination, and community building. Our mission is to create a safe and prosperous haven for Black people to live, work, and thrive together, free of the chains of white supremacy.
Yes.
Yes. And then we're gonna get up out of here and paid our apparel store, and then we'll be ending the broadcast.
Oh yeah.
The Good Morning from Africatown Los Angeles morning radio show is pleased to announce that we now have apparel and other merchandise on sale on our website now. That's right. If you enjoy the positive, conscious messages that the ATLA crew brings to you via radio or our other platforms via social media, we want to encourage you to show your support by donning our apparel. You can shop right now, today, at www.gmfatla.com. Get your merch today, and thank you for your support.